innings. As far as they're pitched up, most times, they're 1 for 17. Both of them swung the ball around off Lahira Kumara. 2 for 35 for him. The knocking off stump out the ground, went cartwheeling out. Went for a hook shot down the leg side, gloved her on. So, yeah, living a charmed end this morning. And to make it count, make those his partner at the other end. 9 not out, and those who are out there. Fisher Fernando on proceedings. Former Australian fast bowler. It's good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Pommy. Looking forward to this.
Deal if you're Sri Lanka to strike.
Yeah, Vishwa's got one of those appeals, Pommy, where he just keeps running down, does 80 for 4.
Swing really just kept going. What you're considering first up. Still
doesn't add to any value because that, or you didn't take it.
It's a surface to just nip back and nip away. So a couple.
He's found a good rhythm. He's found a good length. He's talking about how they might change. I had one of these big appeals for me, comfortably outside the leg stump, down, and then he's like, "What? The finger hasn't got up?"
I think they call it a celeb appeal.
The pace of Kumara also allows.
Kumara won't mind that. I mean, that's probably mid-wicket. We saw his 10. Yeah, that's from off stump. So Temba didn't get as big in compiling his 28 yesterday. It's a part of Temba's game that he really improved when he first came into the South African. Obviously, the field that set makes it a little bit easier. But
once you develop this confidence in Test cricket that I want to play, get these things into your game, and I think that it helps that who he's batting with as well.
Fuma that it was about scoring the runs, and they kind of have to work, and the technique is so that you keep it out, but so you
make your debut or the first couple of tests, you're almost trying to just keep the end of the open.
It's a good one for me.
Nip up the surface.
Yeah, that's what we saw from him when he toured here last. That just angles across. That one just nips a touch.
So important early on to force Verena at the ball as much as they can. To this point, the surface
delivery has been the one going away this morning. Kisses the surface and it leaves the right-hander. Yes, that is the ball that's going away. In swinging delivery.
3 for 4. I love how
it doesn't always have to be the truth. It's just perception. We would have been around.
We wouldn't actually. Oh, that's close. Absolutely no questioning it for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, we talked about it. Verena turned around. He knew he was gone. But let's see. It nips back and does hit him. You never know. But boy, oh boy, Sri Lanka, they were after a fast start.
Yeah, there you go. Lahira Kumara. Decision has to be made. It has to be made sharply. Then it makes it pretty difficult for anybody who's faced. That's good gap.
Early on in the next over, saw a couple, but he doesn't even look up on me. He just turns around and.
I like to bat on off stump like Kyle Verreynne has. If the ball nips back, Kyle Verreynne just turning around and walking back to the change room. Oh, good. It's become a trend. I think a similar type of discussion of, is it worth batting on off stump? Yeah, that's a good bumper. That
Didn't short ones. Inside.
Check. Up we go.
Front on, please. Front on, please. Yeah, freeze. Yeah, but spike is the ball.
But it seemed quite clear, certainly from up here. Nicely as Lahira Kumara getting.
Fernando's held it pretty tight. They haven't gone for me. They're waiting for the South African batsman to make a play.
Give him the one and bowl as much before offer up protection.
Yeah, it is quite surprising that they've got a sweeper back on the offside. And definitely the most crucial partnership left for South African team, the Lions, and obviously Temba being the South African.
As Bavuma, and if it just straightens.
In our era, a lot of them tell batsmen didn't used to get a massive.
Yeah, confirmation of the wicket going on to hit the stumps. Sort of came in and said, hey, you've got to address the umpire.
I think it's out. He'd still be there, even though he turned appeal. There's another
Hard ball between, jammed, very painful. Yeah, and many times
as well. So those type of indentations, when keeps a touch lower.
you've been fired.
the signal.
It's great to see that his time off. I mean, he's calling the shots there in the middle.
Generally have to deal with this sort of thing.
Yeah, we're tough, but it hurt.
Protection. Can you imagine if he'd be hit on the finger there?
But found a good length, and they made the open. Yeah. Ball doing a bit.
And if you add, certainly they've done well.
Out the Yorker, and there's a shake of the head. He also.
Kumara, he's been. So, is there a skill of nipping the ball?
Swing bowling is a perfect art. So it's not the easiest thing to do. When I say perfectly, and it does, and then on other days you keep holding it to do the same thing. There's another example. One just puts outside and nips back.
The chatter on the end, Mulder. 90 for 5 after 27 overs.
Story about yesterday. This is how good they were, Sri Lanka. These are the Fernando boys, and this makes it really difficult for the guys to get a start. They get out their middle. Look at the hesitancy issue they had, and a couple of balls going past the outside edge. So it was a really good start. So putting a little bit of hesitancy in the batsman's mind. These are the wicket deliveries that could have perhaps left alone, but this is something you expect to. Oh, it was just high-class work from the Sri Lankan bowlers, and
Got that through.
Dangerous shot to be playing away from your body this early on in your innings, but he's not in full control. Was Jansen, it finds the boundary.
one thing I noticed there, they are quite deep at the moment. The ball is carrying an indication of the pace.
Yeah, the wind is forecast to pick up this afternoon. You can see those trees.
My hometown. Absolutely love Durban. Oh, batting from the captain. It brings up the South African 100.
Yeah, they haven't been afforded. Kumara just back of a length, but he got onto it in a flash. Himself tall, got himself on top of the bounce. And
When you play a shot like that off a quick bowler who is bowling, when you play a shot like that, like Temba just did in front of square, off the back foot.
for him. Because if the ball nips back and it hits him in bed on middle of the leg, because if it nips back from there, with that mode of LBW.
And there was a 12
undergo x-rays during the lunch break. We're looking forward to another
break is a break, and it's very, very painful, but guys get wrapped in concern. There's lots of bones in the hand.
Only one man standing out there, the captain standing tall. 39 not.
Asita Fernando, 1 for 22. He's kept it there. He's so to the ball, but it will reach the boundary for 4. So Bavuma's been
top class batsman, should be able to put that away quite comfortably. Not trying to do it too hard, right out of the middle of Bavuma.
And this is the danger when bowler wicket delivery there and offered up runs in the process.
particularly with batting with a lower order and just the ability.
Just looking terrific for the rest of this test, except for late in day 5.
Prabhat Jayasuriya for the first time.
Lovely flight. Born in 1865, Vern. Medium bowler for England.
Yeah, but I think it's important for South Africa.
There's a few superstitious people around the place, so I would suggest that
that have something to do with Nelson, because we're not there yet.
He's just good delivery. Yeah, he's always on screen. Hop, skip, and a jump.
I'm going for gold. I'm allowed to give my secrets away these days. Good.
It's a dad joke.
Just a little bit. Only one ball shy of 32 overs, and obviously the track's been too short. Now, we looked at a pitch map before play and it was about...
Yeah, I was a lot fuller than that, Hazy. I think my length, yeah, and that allowed me to bring the top of off into play, because I'll leave it based on length.
And let them deal with the spin that much better in his own conditions.
Meters an hour. I feel it's a touch slow. Just saying it's a bit slow. That's one at 82 kilometers an hour. Seconds to consider the review, and he's reviewed it.
Director, we have a player LBW, the original. Doesn't appear. Little gap as the ball passes the bat. The original decision is out. Stand by, Paul.
And Paul Rifle confirms his decision. He gave it out. Gone for 13. South Africa now 100 and... Coming into proceedings, an equally impressive appeal at this point by these bowlers, having won the toss and decided that... Test match on that. An important test match, which...
I don't think anybody would have predicted that. This was played a lot of games here and can offer some insight into.
Probably got that more on the QN than in the middle. Goes down.
On with the seaming wicket.
2 starting with this one against Sri Lanka. It actually happened. So, yeah. Australia, India, the second test match. 6th of December.
Oh, it's in there, and it's trying to hit Jayasuriya over the top, thick inside.
Man is put there 3/4 of the way in the outfield, having to dive forward. So doesn't matter where you put him, he'll take the catch.
To attack and not let him settle.
Spinners. It's grazing the pad. Could have just helped. Been at the critic inside edge, but this is a fantastic catch. Really continued dipping on him. Kemba Vavuma, who's been very comfortable. Yeah.
Not quite like that, Uma.
I was talking up our lower order quite a.
Keshav Maharaj.
Keshav Maharaj. I think he's going to go. Bit of flight, bit of use of the feet, fantastic timing, great shot.
It's a long time ago. There you go, 4. Even better that time. The middle of the bat and all the way for 6.
And see, as soon as it's tossed up, wants to get down to the pitch of it and.
Not going to catch up with that.
Valuable runs for South Africa, yeah. It's already 14 off, starting to consider taking the spinner off out of the attack. All you find with the low order batsmen, they don't. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sri Lankans.
Palmy before the start of play had some side screen issues.
Excellent shot again from Keshav Maharaj.
It's exactly what is needed. South Africa's.
We accessed that offside. Have a look at that. One of the.
Lately, but we know how dangerous he can be. He's got a quick.
This partnership.
Yeah, just to add to that, the one I gave you before is all time, and the last 5 is just through. But how easily will he be able to bat? Is
Test match 50. 7 weeks out of the game on 50.
Yeah, he struggled when he first arrived at the crease.
Who batted so well has perished, and it's
Go over the top, sliced it, and it was a comfortable.
Yeah, it's a bowling change that the coach called for.